Hey. I'm up. It's currently Friday, pretty early in the morning, and I haven't done these in a long time. Welcome to episode 5 of CWSS of Conversations with the Self-Sabotager. I hope you guys are having a good week so far as the weekend is approaching. This is coming out on Monday, so I guess I'm talking to the past. So I hope you had a good weekend, and I hope you're having a good week to come. This episode, I don't really have any segments that I want to follow. I just want to have a conversation and just talk about how life has been for me so far lately. The ups and downs and the negative thoughts, and just overall where I am mentally, So first of all, I was in an advert. I think I said this already, but I was in a Jupiler advert, and that is coming out next week. Because at the end of this week, or the 27th, so normally it's supposed to come out the beginning of April, so possibly the first week of April, the first week of April or the second week of April. So that's going to be really cool because I'll get to see myself on TV again. I love that. And camera and all that. The shoot was really nice. It happened two weeks ago, I think, around there. And I was really happy with it. I was really pleased. They were really welcoming, really nice crew as well. People were just really easy to work with. So it didn't feel like overbearing or even the cast, it didn't feel like I was working with people that were really good or people that were less good. Everyone had just a really good energy and it just flowed. One thing I'm annoyed a little bit about is the time it takes to get paid from adverts and all sorts of media content type things. Since it's so how could I say it? Predictable? Yeah, so unpredictable that you get the job in the first place, that I feel like the money situation is so dragged out on such a long time scale that they're like, they often say it's best to have a part-time job or something, so that way while you wait for the money, it's more like extra money and not living money. And to me, that's not what I want. I don't want to get another job or get a job in general. I want to work in this industry. But it's proving a little troublesome in the sense of delays and also the thought of, not being picked. Like if you try something and you're not right for the role, it's not you. It's not your fault. It's just that you weren't the one that they were looking for. So a lot of the time it's kind of like a slap on the wrist, like you want to reach for something and then it's like, no. And all you can do is just say, oh, okay, I'll try again later, or I'll try a different thing. I'll try and grab something else. So that's why I'm going to really try to focus on me here, in the sense of if I do get a part-time job, I'll try not to look at it in the negative sense. I think deep down, I want to stray away from the system, I guess, even if I'll still be in the system regardless. But deep down, I want to stray away from the norms of working. And I know that that's what I really want to do. But sometimes you need some help along the way. So I'm trying to not belittle what I think is right. Does that make sense? I'm trying to make sure that, okay, even if that's what I really, really want, if it's not happening right away, it's okay. Just, be patient, try something else for a bit, but still keep that as the main focus. So that's what I'm trying to do more of. My eyes are wandering around a lot because I'm just trying to think of the words I want to say. I don't know if you noticed that I do that often, but yeah. And yeah, this being episode 5 means this is the conclusion of season 1. And there's still going to be a special episode, but I might release season 2 already. I might just start season 2 already next week, Monday. And we're trying to go back to the schedule. So I think we're gonna get the ball rolling with this one, and then the next one, and then the next one, and then see how that goes. I guarantee 3 episodes on Monday. Okay, 3. I mean, for the following 3 Mondays, there's gonna be an episode. So you can look forward to that. You can tell your friends, your family, your uncle, your aunt, brothers and sisters, best friends and kind of close friends, enemies. You can tell them all that Next is back. That sounds like a cool comeback title. Next is back. Yeah, this is how I have conversations with myself, by the way. I talk to myself a lot. I hope you guys do too. You're your own critique and your own masterpiece. So, no one else can know as much as you know about yourself. Yeah. We'll move on. I also want to touch on loneliness, in the sense that I've had spells, I've had moments of feeling like very alone. Even if I'm surrounded by people, be it on stream when I have my friends or people in my chat just talking to me, or even on set. Sometimes I'm just there and I'm just quiet and I'm just like taking in all the information. And I just realized, like, damn, I was at home an hour ago and now I'm here, or something like that. Like I'm really a lot in my mind lately. And I've tried to surround myself with people to, I guess, make the loneliness less. But it's picky. It's tough. It's like sometimes I'm less lonely when I'm alone, and sometimes I'm more lonely when I'm around multiple people. Yeah, it's very interesting. Maybe it's just a place where I am right now mentally, or I just feel that way. I don't know. Things like this happen. I'm gonna get better. It's not like I'm sick or anything. It's not like it's a bad thing. I'm not that pressed about it. I just noticed it, and I've been noticing a lot of things or things I do that make me feel even more lonely. Like I often say no to hangouts, or I often dismiss like potential meetups because I'm like, but I have to get there and it's pretty far away and I'll be tired. How I get home. And so I make a lot of excuses to be alone, but then find out that I'm lonely, So it's kind of, I wouldn't say it's kind of, it is my fault. And I really respect the people that reach out to me to meet up with me or link up with me. If you do, and you still do, I appreciate you so much. Calling you out, Abby, if you listen to this podcast, I respect you a lot. Yeah, so I'm trying to get better at that. I'm trying to get better at holding myself accountable to my own loneliness. I'm also just trying to get better in general at holding myself accountable to creating things. I think I've said this on like episode 3 of the podcast, but I really struggle with consistency in the sense of I relish in the initial feedback, it's like the small endorphins that I get are enough for me to feel satisfied. So I never play the long game. I never think of, okay, like today is day 1 of X amount of days. Let's see how I feel in, a few days. But no, I always feel like good on the same day. And I feel like that's enough when it's not supposed to be. Because clearly there's way more in this world than just one-time things. So I'm trying to get more disciplined in the sense that I know I can create really cool things. And I know that people like what I create because I like it. And I know what I like, people like. So I should try my best not to overhype myself over one thing, aka the 6th episode of the podcast. I kind of made that an excuse for myself. Since it's not finished, I made it so that I made it so that it was holding me back from trying to do more or create more. It was more like a clutch. And because of that, I haven't released an episode in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks. Could be 3. So I'm trying to change my ways. I am admitting, which is a really big step for me. And I hope you're hearing me out. I apologize if you really do look forward to these episodes and they are helping you, because they are helping me. So I'm apologizing to myself and I'm apologizing to you. Thank you again for listening in general. All right. It's been loneliness. I think, I know I said I wasn't going to have segments in this episode, but it's hard to stray away from it when I have my head is just thinking in that way. I'm also going to talk about tryharding. Tryharding is a gamer term. That's right. I'm teaching you the gamer lingo. So tryharding is when you can do something pretty okay just because you're good at it, autopilot kind of. But then when you try hard, you want to do it even better than okay. So you're going to try and do everything at 100%, maybe 80% more than you usually do. So when I'm talking about tryharding, it's more like tryharding everything I do already. And that is streaming, consistency. Well, flip the table. It's more like I'm very good at being inconsistent. So let's be more consistent. And also holding myself accountable. I'm going to try hard all of that. And also tryharding making content. I feel like I haven't made YouTube content in a long time. And other than the podcast, and I kind of feel like I'm missing out. I'm missing out on the fun of it, the experimental side of creating something and seeing it unfurl in front of me. So I'm going to definitely try hard doing that. I'm going to try a lot harder to hold myself on the pedestal that I think I am in my head. Because I tell everyone I'm cool as fuck. And then I look in the mirror and I'm like, bro, you're not that cool. You're cool, but you're not that cool. You're not that guy. I'm not him, and I'm trying to be him, but I can never be him. Sorry, I got lost in thought there. It's hard. It's hard to accept myself that I don't do things that I want to do. It's very hard. It's annoying because I want to pretend I know what I'm doing, and not pretend for the cameras or pretend for people to be like, oh, wow, he really knows what he's doing. It's more like I want to pretend because I know that I know what I'm doing, but I want to pretend and actually do it, because if you're pretending, you're still doing it. Even if you might not be doing it well, you're still doing it, right? You're pretending to. You can't pretend to be a doctor. That's gonna get you. That's not gonna work. But you can pretend to be confident, and by pretending to be confident, eventually you'll actually be confident. It's like the fake it till you make it type of mindset. So I'm not faking it for sure, but I definitely want to believe in myself the same way I talk myself up in my head. And so I wanted to showcase that by making more and not giving a shit afterwards, and stop enjoying the small wow, great video, dude. Oh my God, so amazing. And try and like really like look in the long distance. Um, because that's the most important to me. That's what I really want. I want to make creating content and acting and filming and filmmaking my career. So every time I stop, it means my clock of becoming what I want to be is only taking longer to take, you know? And that's all on me. So I really got to fix that. And I'm trying my best. And you guys can also hold me accountable. I think there are a few people that do hold me accountable. Joy, Timo, Felly, Mr. Felly. I'm just calling out everybody. Getting a shout out. People who know themselves in the podcast. I really appreciate you for even just, mentioning me or reminding me or asking if everything's okay. I really appreciate that a lot. I'm scared sometimes that I'm in over my head, but I always feel grounded when I see that it's not that much work. And even if it is a lot of work, it's way less work than when I used to work an actual job. In the sense that I actually enjoy doing this, and working an actual job that I was working at pissed me off. So, I would do this any day of the week. Whereas going to work, yuck. And I'm not saying getting a job is a bad thing. Please, if you're in a very bad financial situation, aka me in next month, if you're in a bad financial situation, get a job. Make sure you're able to pay bills, or you're able to buy food, or you're able to have a roof on top of your head. Electricity, phone bills are down. I'm not trying to stray you away from that. It's just, if you have something that you really enjoy and you truly believe in yourself, and it's feasible, it's actually possible to do, please try and do it. I'm not saying drop everything to do it. Just try. And yeah, that's all you have to do. Just try. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. That's fine. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm trying to accept myself. I'm trying to accept that yeah, if it's not happening right now, I can take my time. I can find something else to do while I'm still believing in this. I recently got a negative response. Can I say that? Negative response? A decline? I applied for this, I was called out, for this acting advert thingy. And I sent in a self-tape, so, you film yourself and you talk. And they said no, I was not right for the role. And they said, yeah, it's nothing personal. We just found someone we prefer. And it's really hard to accept that. Sometimes it's really hard to just like look at it objectively and say, all right, I'll do better next time. Because sometimes you put all your effort in it and it's what you really wanted and you didn't get it, so this is just in acting, but it's for everything. Even sometimes when you ask out a girl or you ask out a guy and, they say no, or you're like, yeah, what are we? And then they say something else that you thought they wouldn't say. You wanted to say, hey, we're girlfriend, boyfriend. And they're like, oh, we're just having fun. And it hurts. And, it might not be the same level of pain, but it hurts in the sense of like, you wanted something and you didn't get to get it. So all you can do is move on. It's not the end of the world, sadly. It'd be kind of cool if every time something bad happens, that's it. That's the end of the world for you. At least you tried, before you died. But no, it's not the end of the world. So that means you got way more chances to do anything else, to meet anyone else. And there's no need to worry. All you can do is, ask for feedback maybe. Maybe not from the guy or the girl. I feel like that ship has sailed, but more like ask for feedback from the opportunity that you received, new job offer that you didn't get, I don't know, if you're trying to buy a house, how people put money on the house. Maybe someone put less money, but had a family of 3 and you didn't. I don't know how it works. I don't know why I'm talking about houses. I don't know. I'm like 25. I have like what, $400 in my account or something like that. So it's not like I'm living life lavish. I don't even know what we're talking about before. I miss doing these. I just spit. I miss doing these. I really miss you guys. Anyway, back to topic of sabotaging. I recently realized I kind of sabotaged myself in a way. I've been thinking about my ex a lot, and and she just lingers on my mind in the sense like I think of her being. I think of what we were, less of who she is. And then I sometimes think of who she is and what we were, and I separate the two, right? And I realize like, yeah, I think I miss my friend more than I miss the relationship. And I never know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, and I never know how to act on about it, you know. I didn't message her. We're doing no communication thing from my side, honestly, because I just couldn't. I couldn't be mature enough. I didn't say anything wrong or I didn't say anything stupid, but I just knew to myself, if I try and breach this gap, I'm gonna end up saying something I'll regret, and I don't want to do that. But what I'm going to try to go with this is, there's moments where you're weak, and I am often weak. And sometimes when you're weak, you just gotta let your emotions run through. Let that failure really sit, or let that attempt that didn't work, just like accept it. Because if you don't, you're gonna do something stupid. You're gonna do something you regret, or you're not gonna do anything at all. And that's even worse, honestly. I feel like doing something stupid, as much as it's stupid, at least you did something. Once you start doing nothing at all, that's the worst. And I now reached that point. I felt like I was doing nothing. I felt like I was letting down myself and all the dreams I tried to achieve, and who I want to be. And so that's scary, because once you reach that point, it's hard to turn around. It's hard to stand up. Hence the loneliness at the beginning of the episode. I've had my brother to kind of be like my anchor. He really does help me and talk to me and ask me if I'm okay and stuff. I do lie here and there, but for the most part, I try and keep my chin up. I try and stay positive. I try and believe in myself, because I do believe in myself. I used my ex-girlfriend, as an analogy, because I feel like that's when I was the weakest, when I was thinking of her. But I'm also weak when I'm thinking of myself. Sometimes I'm thinking of my dreams, and sometimes my mind wavers. I'm like, shit, maybe I won't make it, and that's never the way to think, right? That's never the proper mindset. It's scary, 100%, but that doesn't mean you just give up. If you think about the past, if people just started giving up because it was kind of scary, then we wouldn't have the internet, or we wouldn't have iPhones. I could have just said telephones, but because sometimes you'll fail, and that doesn't mean it's give up time. It's never give up time. As Kobe Bryant once said, "Job's not done." So just keep on keeping on. It's scary, it's sad, it's lonely, it's sometimes you feel like a maniac because no one else is doing what you're doing, or no one else understands what you're trying to do, and it feels lonely. But eventually that loneliness will dry up. That loneliness will be filled up with people, because you bring people to you. Your ideas, your mindset, your success, hell, even your failures could bring people, because what is it? Misery loves company. And if you're very, very sad, hopefully someone comes by. But no, if you're if you're alone, I always think someone's near enough to help you kind of stand back up. And then you got to do the work afterwards, you know. You got to make sure you don't go back down there. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. Right now, that's English. That's what I'm trying to do right now. That's what I'm trying to do every day. I'm trying to make sure that I don't feel like shit often or more than I usually did. I think I really had a hard week. I got a call from my mom and she really lifted up my spirit. She believes in me. She told me that, you know, don't be scared, because it's hard. Don't be scared because it's hard. Just enjoy every moment you took this decision yourself. So, you know, make sure you don't regret it. Don't regret anything you're doing. Just keep on doing it. You're doing great. And that really helped me. It really opened my eyes to believe, to see my mom believe in me, made me believe in me, you know. And I know this episode, I don't have the little microphone. I know that. I'm going to just use the audio from my computer. Nothing to do with what I just said. But yeah, just make sure, you know, the people that you truly care about and love know where you are mentally. Because if you stay there alone and you don't have a therapist, I don't have a therapist. Yeah, maybe, you know, you'll stop and you won't get back up. And no one will know. No one will know. They'll just be like, oh, William's been looking so different recently. Or no one knows what goes through your head unless you tell them. And so, yeah, feel free to share. Feel free to speak your mind, and don't feel like you're a problem. Don't feel like, oh, XYZ, they won't listen to me because all I do is complain. There's always someone that's going to listen. And if you do only always complain, you might have to look at yourself for a little bit and see why you do that. But, you know, if you often close up and don't share the negatives and only the positives, you're going to be like a sheep to good comments, you know. Every time someone's like, good job, you just be praised and happy, and that's enough. You gotta find someone that you can tell the truth, someone that you can actually speak your mind to. And yourself is a very good person to talk to in that sense, but someone else, if you have someone near you. Yeah, I think this episode, we'll call this episode loneliness, because that's definitely what it was. And bridging the gap to loneliness, or away from loneliness. Oh shit, we're almost at the 30-minute gap. Hey, look at that. Time went by really fast. The next episode is on Monday. I have no clue what it's going to be about, but it's going to be done, and it's going to be out on Monday. I think all episodes are going to come out at 6 or 8, 7. Boom. See, middle ground. So every episode is going to come out at 7 on Monday. I will not have episode 6 out next Monday, but season 2, episode 1 will be out next Monday. It's still going to be a solo episode because I do not have a guest yet that I really want on the first episode. Maybe my brother, actually. We'll see. But for now, it's still going to be a solo episode. Then episode 2 is definitely going to have someone in it. Yeah, I'm working on that. I want to make sure it's a good guest, and I want to make sure it makes sense. I also want to make sure that I have the right questions to ask, because I don't want to screw it up. You know, this is my first guest. Kind of important. But yeah, on that, I think I'm done. I think I've said everything I had to say today. This was a true conversation. This was less of a do this, do that, do this. It was more like talking to me, talking to you, you talking to me, you listening to me, I listen to you. You know, it was a back and forth. I really hope that you enjoyed the episode. And if you want to talk to me in private, you can just at me on Instagram, Nexa, Nexuh. You can follow my Twitter, the Nexa, Thenexuh. And you can also follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Nexa. That's twitch.tv/Nexuh. Yeah, that's where I do all my stuff, and that's what I'm posting on most of the time. My YouTube, you know what my YouTube is. So yeah, I appreciate you guys listening, and thank you so much for coming by. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Monday is almost over as you're listening to this at 7. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I love you. Can I say that? Do you love me? I love you.